Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Napoleon and today we are back with another Enlisted video, and today we have to talk about the Japanese Tier 1 situation, or to be exact, in all Japanese situations regarding the low tier. Because as of right now, if you haven't noticed, the Japanese situation is pretty dang good, and when I mean pretty dang good, I mean overpowered. Ever since the Making Enlisted Better number 71, which has happened 4 days ago, yes, 4 days ago, so it's a little bit of time, Enlisted has just pretty much buffed Japan to the best extent, most notably the low tier. For example, the Type 100 SMG increased rate of fire from 450 to 700, which is almost double, like if you really think about it. The Paratrooper SMG is 450 to 700, so that's the premium one, and of course you have other weapons such as the Type 100 SMG Late. That thing has also been buffed to a certain extent, and this is not even to mention the other weapons that are in low tier, such as the Type 11 LMG, the Type 96, the Type 97, and the Type 99 LMGs. Of course, you have the K7 and whatnot, but most of these have been buffed. Now, the reason why I'm making this video in the first place is talking about the buffs themselves. And the buffs themselves are actually kind of insane, if you ask me. For starters, the weapon that we really want to be talking about is the Type 100 SMG. This weapon is one of the best weapons out there, and the reason why is because of two reasons. Number one is the hit power. The 7.2 hit power is very, very good. And when I mean very, very good, I mean it's like getting hit with a truck. Most people just in 2 shots, they die. And of course, I'm talking about the fully maxed version, just for those out there. And because this is a tier 1 weapon, it's very easy to get fully maxed. And speaking of this fully maxed, and because Enlisted has buffed the weapons from 450 to 700, this means that this weapon has just been a rate of fire of 700. Fully upgraded, that's 810. This thing is on par with the Type 100 Late SMG. As a matter of fact, in some reasons, I think this is slightly better than the Type 100 Late SMG, and the reason is quite simple, and that is mainly because it's much more cost effective. For example, the Type 100 SMG, it's at tier 1. This thing at tier 1 is going to be costing very little. Fully upgraded, it's going to be much more efficient than Type 100 SMG Late. And of course, if you want to fully upgrade the Type 100 SMG Late, it is going to be slightly better than the Type 100 LMG Early, because let's be honest, it's just a direct upgrade. At tier 1, this thing is essentially like an assault rifle. As a matter of fact, I do think this is almost better than some assault rifles. I've seen people use this against late tier weapons and still come on top, which is kind of insane because this is a tier 1 SMG. Which essentially means that after all this fuss regarding Japan and the fact that Japan is doing X, Y, and Z, Japan has been massively buffed. And the reason why I say it's been massively buffed because this is not only the Type 100 SMG. You have a lot of other weapons that have been buffed, mostly the light machine guns, such as the recoil reduce on the Type 11s, and other weapons such as the SIG 1920 and the Type 2, Type 2A SMGs, and whatnot. Needless to say, the entire Japanese situation, mostly the low tier, has been buffed. And the reason why Enlisted is doing this is because, well, Enlisted doesn't have a lot of people playing the game. Or to be exact, playing Japan. And what Enlisted wants to do with all these buffs is the fact that Enlisted wants to buff Japan. This is quite literally everyone knows. Like, literally, what happens when people don't play a faction, they just buff the faction to make it, well, much easier, and people come and play the faction. What Enlisted is not expecting is that after all these buffs, the Type 100 SMG used to be one of the most overpowered weapons. Now at tier 1, and we can instantly move this weapon to tier 2 or tier 3, this weapon has just become overpowered. Like, it's overpowered to the point that I think Enlisted should debuff it. And the reason is because, well, 7.2 damage plus, 800 rate of fire is very, very good. This is not even to mention the other weapons that they have buffed, such as the Type 11 SMG and whatnot. It is essentially a buff to all the weapons that we have in the game for the early tier Japan, and it's pretty dang good. This has just made Japan overpowered to the point that I think a lot of new players should be playing Japan, because Japan is overpowered. The only downside is that if you switch to another faction, you slightly get curve stomped, and that's something to note. On the other hand, the tank situation for Japan isn't that good, so that is something also to note. But needless to say, the infantry for Japan is very, very good. It's good to the point that I think a lot of people should start playing Japan, just to raise the awareness for Enlisted. So without further ado, this is all it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord, and I'll see you in the next one.